All right, a Hannity investigation breaking tonight. New emails that expose even more corruption inside the Biden Business Bureau because new documents obtained exclusively by Peter Schweizer now expose how Hunter Biden and associates used all of their connections inside the Obama-Biden White House to set up private meetings for foreign clients and investors. And get this, these never-before-seen emails were provided by former Hunter Biden business partner. Bevan Cooney is his name. He's in jail right now. Also, they do outline how a delegation of Chinese investors and CCP officials scored an off-the-books meeting with the vice president back in 2011. And additionally, a 2011 email, a Hunter Biden business partner talking about developing relations that were referred to as, quote, China Inc., and part of a, quote, new push on soft diplomacy for the Chinese. Fox News has not independently verified Peter's reporting, but he's not been wrong to date. And we reached out to the Biden campaign. We have yet to hear back. But what does it all mean? It means that in addition to profiting off his father's diplomacy, we now have growing evidence that Hunter Biden and his business partners put U.S. national security at risk and willingly allowed Chinese officials use of this access to work their way inside the Obama-Biden White House. Starting to make more sense why Joe is so soft on China? Is it starting to make sense why Joe refuses to talk tough against America's biggest geopolitical foe? And is it starting to make more sense why this is the biggest choice election in our history? Here to explain, author, journalist, Profiles in Corruption, and, of course, Secret Empires, Peter Schweizer. All right, a little bit of background. So this guy Cooney is in business with Hunter and another guy by the name of Devon Archer, correct?
That's right.
All right. He's in jail.
And they basically, sorry, go ahead.
No, okay. This guy Cooney is in jail. Devon Archer is convicted and about to be sent to jail, correct? Given a sentence.
That's right. They had a business set up, Sean, that was an investment scheme. Bevan Cooney was a partner in that. Just as a matter of background, Bevan Cooney was a nightclub promoter and owner. He owned the Viper Room, which was a famous club in L.A., and he got involved in these financial deals. It ended up he was charged and convicted, and of course now Devon Archer has been convicted, and Bevan Cooney's the only one that went to jail, and he's very frustrated. I mean, he admits that he made mistakes, but he feels like Devon Archer and Hunter Biden got off scot-free because of their political connections. And that's why he wanted to share these emails with me to clear the record and demonstrate the widespread corruption that Hunter Biden was engaged in.
All right, a little bit of background. You wrote the book Secret Empires. You were the first to tell us about Burisma and the billion-dollar deal with the Bank of China, which became $1.5 billion. So the two business partners of Hunter are convicted. One's in jail. One's about to be sentenced to jail. Now, the one in jail gives you access to his private email account, and you've been able to confirm that through these emails, what?
A number of things. And just to be clear, Sean, we have actually been granted access to his account. So we're not looking at printouts. This is not secondhand. We go into his Gmail account with his written approval. He gave us the password. And what those emails show, the 26,000 show, we're working our way through them, is a wide net of using the Biden name, using access to the White House, Hunter serving as the pipeline to the administration as a means to help their clients and gain clients. The names that come up in this are the Chinese, the Russians, the Ukrainians, the Kazakhs. It's a veritable United Nations of corruption. And what it demonstrates is that Joe Biden, as Vice President of the United States, was a center point. It was almost the planet around which these business activities moved.
All right. So we can bifurcate for people. This is all separate from what the New York Post was reporting this week. This is separate from what we knew earlier, and it's separate from Ron Johnson and Chuck Grassley's report that they put out, 87 pages, which talked about, well, Russian oligarchs, Kazakh oligarchs, the $3.5 million payment with the former First Lady of Moscow, Chinese nationals, $100,000 shopping spree, Russian nationals, Kazakh nationals, Ukrainian nationals. How much money are we talking about here? And were all three of them involved in all of these endeavors?
Well, it kind of jumps around, but let me just make clear, these are all separate emails from the New York Post and what the Senate did, but they all reinforce the same. I mean, to take for an example, Ms. Baturina, the Russian oligarch linked to organized crime that the Senate said sent $3.5 million. That's based on Treasury Department documents. We'll be rolling out a story in a couple of days demonstrating that their relationship, meaning Hunter and Devon Archer's relationship with Yelena Baturina, goes way back. And they were performing a number of banking and other financial services for her, services that they had trouble doing, by the way, because several banks did not want to work with her because the money was seen as dirty.
So, all right. So literally, these nationals were allowed access to Biden inside the White House, according to these emails. I guess my next question is, if both the Hunter's business partners are convicted, how did he go scot-free?
Well, that's the question, Sean. There was a trial in 2016, and I've gone through the notes of that trial, and what it demonstrates is that Hunter Biden's fingerprints are all over this. He is named repeatedly in the court trials and documents, but he was never charged by the prosecutors in New York.
All right. Great work, Peter Schweizer. We'll have you back next week with this next report. All right, when we come back, she is the Trump Town Hall audience member everybody was talking about, nodding her head in agreement with the president. She will join us next exclusively right here on Hannity.